game last night, man.
Back here for more Teton basketball. For the back half of the doubleheader. This time the men are on the court. Just under 6 minutes left to go before we get underway here with this one as the Tetons are taking on Miles Community College Pioneers in their final regular season game of the year. We'll take now and look at the Pioneers to see how they've gotten things done throughout this season. As the Pioneers look to see if they can't upset the Tetons here at home. Williston State a day removed after a huge win at home in the friendly confines of the Well against Dawson Community College and the Buccaneers to give the Bucs their first conference loss of the season. Now to turn our attention to the Pioneers, they're scoring an average of 93 points per game, shooting 47% from the field, 33% from the deep, and 74% from the line. 39 rebounds a game and 15.9 assists per contest. Looking at the rebounding margin, the Pioneers have been playing dead even on the glass with their opponents they've been coming up against. Looking at the individual leaders throughout the season for the Pioneers, they're going to be led in scoring by Johandri Ortiz, who's averaging 23.7 points per game, 14 each coming in from Cook and Mac Page, 15 coming in from Azino Casa for the Pioneers. Looking at rebounding for Miles, they're led in rebounding from Cook. He's averaging 6.6 rebounds per game. Now over for Williston State, and the Tetons will be a little bit short-handed here as they'll be missing Rex Sterling, who's back in that 13-point win against the Pioneers yesterday. So I talked to Coach Herman before the game, and he said, hey, Rex could have gone, but with the Tetons, seedings are completely set. They have no room to go up or down in the conference standings with this final game. They're going to hold Rex out to let him rest his back and get him ready to go for the start of the postseason, which will happen later on in the week. And take a look at the statistics here for the Tetons as we have about 3.5 minutes. The Tetons are averaging 96 points per game, shooting 51% from the field, 34% from beyond the arc, and 70% from deep. They're averaging 42 rebounds per game and getting 17 assists per. Looking at some of the deeper statistics for the Tetons, looking at what they're allowing for rebounding, they're only allowing their opponents to get 32 rebounds per game. They're a plus 10 on the board, so a very active rebounding team for the Tetons. Taking a look at the individual performances that the Tetons have been putting up. Led in scoring by Sterling, who will be out of tonight's action with 18 points per game. 15.5 points coming from Josiah McDonald, and Demetra Kindle with a big game last night. He is averaging 9.9. Richard Massey averaging 8.5. Eden Hobbs 8.3. And Ben Yambi with 8.1. Replacing Sterling in the starting lineups for Williston State will be Freedom Leon. When I was talking to Coach Herman before today's action, he says that Freedom's gonna give it a go, but with the lack of depth now in the post position, the Tetons will likely be going with some small ball and seeing if they can use their speed and athleticism to get out to the races and force Miles City to go small in turn. 2 minutes left to go before we get underway in this one. Taking a look at the conference standings on the men's side. Dawson Community College now at 12-1. They were in a top 20 team in the nation before yesterday's loss. Now they're coming in at number 23. So the Tetons knock them out of the top 20. But it will be a tough sledding opportunity for the Tetons to try to get 2 in a row against Dawson. The next time those two teams would meet up, it would be in the Region 13 championship game, which would come on Dawson's home court in Glendive. Next up is the Tetons. They're in at 10-3. Lake Region coming in at 7-6. NDSCS at 6-7, as is United Tribes. And these Miles Community College Pioneers on the court are at 5-8 in the conference. Dakota College of Bondo at 3-10, and Bismarck State in at 3-10 as well. Final minute on the clock, and we're going to quickly take a look at the other games from around the conference that have current scores in the books. The only one with a final in the books, or any stats up at all, is Dakota College of Botno women over Dawson Community College, 87-51. Other games happening is a doubleheader: Bismarck State at NDSCS and Lake Region State at United Tribes Technical College. So final seconds ticking down. Both teams now getting ready for the starting lineup as the Tetons in their home white uniforms look to dazzle the fans in attendance. Just got finished with some fantastic playing in between games by the Sydney High School pep band under the direction of Miss Kylie Sant. Both teams now waiting for the pregame announcements before we get underway here with this one. And there is the final horn for the warm-up session here from the well in Williston. On Coach T.O. Court here at the well, Tetons. One more regular season game before they hit the postseason. Both Teton men and women guaranteed to host a home playing game and trying to get that win to advance to the Region 13 tournament down in Glendive. So the Tetons looking ready to go. It'll be the first start of the season and his career for Freedom Leon as a Teton. And we're awaiting now the starting lineups for the visitors on today's scoreboard for the Miles Community College Pioneers. The Pioneers will be in their road blues with gray lettering and white trim. Coming out first for the Pioneers is going to be number 1, Jace Hill, a 6'1" freshman guard from Columbia Falls, Montana. Out next is number 2, Isaiah Beauchamp, a 5'8" freshman guard from Toledo, Ohio. Up next is number 13, Mac Page, a 6'5" sophomore forward from Worland, Wyoming. Followed up by number 15, Coke Cook, a 6'7" sophomore forward from South Sudan. And also the final starter is Zenio Casa. Casa is a 6'2" freshman guard from Mozambique. Now it's time for the starting lineups for the home team on the scoreboard, the Williston State Tetons. Coming out first for the Tetons will be a 6'1" guard from Katy, Texas, number 3, Richard Massey. Following up Massey will be a 6-foot freshman guard from San Antonio, Texas, number 4, Josiah McDonald. A sophomore guard from Powers Lake, North Dakota, at 5 feet 8 inches tall, Tyson Inget. A 6'4" sophomore guard from Minot, North Dakota, number 11, Ian Johnson. And rounding out the starting lineups for Williston State, a 6'7" sophomore forward from Trinidad, number 24, Freedom Leon. Tetons are coached by Alex Herman, and they'll be going up against the coach Chase Tate-led Miles Community College Pioneers. And looking at the bench as Freedom was being introduced for his first start as a Teton, he had no bigger fan than Rex Sterling. Give him an extra pat on the chest and pat on the back as he headed out. So Sterling, the consummate teammate, happy for his guy getting the nod as the Tetons fired up now, looking to get after it here on the home court. Massey and Leon coming up to the center circle. We're seconds away from getting underway here in this one. Tetons passing the ball around. Everyone gets a touch before the party starts here in Williston. McDonald flips it up to the official. It will be Leon going up against Page. Ball's up in the air. Page will win the jump. It'll go into the hands of Beauchamp. He'll push it up across the timeline. Beauchamp back to Page. Working his way around now to Cook on top. Hands it back off now to Casa. Casa, no man's land. He's going to throw it out of bounds. He'll hit Coach Herman. As he tosses it out, it'll be a quick turnover on the Pioneers. They give the ball back to Wilson State. Inget pushing it up the court. Bounce pass up on top to Johnson. Johnson pulls it down underneath to Leon. Kicks it out to McDonald. Back to Johnson. Rises, fires, bang! Ian Johnson! First bucket of the game for the Tetons. They take a 3-0 lead. 19:40 left to go in the first half on the American State Bank scoreboard. Cook now will get it in the low post over the top of Leon. Good defense by Leon. It'll be McDonald pushing up the court. Back to Johnson. Johnson drives, 0 steps up. Leon with the putback, no good. Tipped up again. Loose ball going to come down. It'll be intercepted by Leon. And it'll be a loose ball. They're going to say Leon had enough control as he was carried over the timeline for an over and back. Coach Herman happy with his guys' hustle out on the court through the first couple of possessions. Inbound ball now for the Pioneers in front of the Teton bench. Page set to go get the ball in. He'll bounce it into Beauchamp, who now will kick it over to Casa. Casa into Hill. Underneath again for Cook. Cook working down on Leon. Puts it up. That's going to be no good. Tipped out. Massey get it off to Inget. Inget flying down the court. He's going to go up through contact. No good. McDonald with the putback. Josiah with the big putback. Coach Tate not happy with his guys. Timeout on the court. Tetons up 5-0 early. It's going to be a short timeout taken by the Pioneers. We'll take a short one ourselves. Back in 30 seconds.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Casasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball, and there's a quick turnover. Chase Hill had the ball on the wing. He's called for the travel. And Coach Tate already pleading his case as the Tetons have the ball. Inget up on top of the perimeter. Gets it to McDonald. Back to Inget. Inget picks up a Leon screen. Pick and roll. Tyson mid-range. No good. Tipped around. Pulled down by Cook. He'll kick it off to Beauchamp. Up the court. He has good speed down the sideline. Shimmy to shake. Step back three-pointer. And that one's going to battle in there for Isaiah Beauchamp. Make it now a 5-3 two-point game. Inget crosses the timeline. Man-to-man defense for the Pioneers. Way downtown for Johnson. That's going to be no good. Pulled down by Hill. He'll push it up for Miles. Miles, a very crafty team with some excellent guards. Now Beauchamp again, looking to get it underneath. This time Page posting up on Johnson. Drop step underneath. Johnson not baited. And Johnson with the block. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Pioneers. Ian Johnson with some tough interior defense as they try to post him up. Inbound play now coming for Miles underneath their own basket. Hill set to trigger. As the Pioneers still finding some room to operate, it gets to Cook on the baseline. Tipped away there by Leon. Leon's going to pick it up, gets away with a walk, and no, there's going to be a late whistle. As Coach Tate, if that one wasn't called, he may have exploded. And so it will be an inbound play coming for the Pioneers. Once again in front of the Teton bench. Long bounce pass into Beauchamp. He'll push it over onto the near wing. Screen coming up on top from Page. Beauchamp with the only bucket of the game for the Pioneers. Swings it into the corner. They're still looking to get it down low for Cook. Hill trying to cross over to McDonald. Now they do find Cook. Cook cut off underneath. He does a tough move and puts it up and in. Cook is so good with his long reach underneath. It'll be tough sledding whoever has that defensive assignment underneath for the Tetons. Johnson hands it off to Massey. He's looking to drive. Massey kicks to Inget, gets to the elbow, drops back, spins through contact, and it'll just roll off the rim. No good. So it'd be Tyson Inget going to the line. And Coach Chase Tate looking like someone kicked his dog out on the court as he pleads his case to the official, putting Tyson Inget at the line for a pair here. 17:22 left to go in the first half. Tyson knocks down the first of two. Makes it now a 1-point Teton lead here with 17:22 left to go. Next one on the way from Inget. That one is up and good. And we did see was Beauchamp had something to say to the scorer's bench. As Beauchamp now pushes his way up the court, he'll pick up a double high screen. Johnson jumps out on him. Beauchamp crosses over. Johnson with good recovery defense. Inget and Johnson switch back onto their intended defenders. Underneath, Leon now working on Cook. It'll be put up, one-handed shot, and Cook gets that one to drop. Tough shot by Cook. He has 4 in the first half already. Back comes Inget. McDonald coming to pick the ball up. Backdoor pass to McDonald. Hero step through. He's going to be blocked. He'll get the ball back out to Massey. Baseline drive. Flips it underneath. Johnson finds it, weaves his way through traffic underneath for Massey. Reverse layup up. That's going to be no good. He had to rush the shot with Cook crashing down on him. Driving is going to be Page. He'll kick it off. There's going to be a layup up and over everything. Inget with the board for the Tetons. He's racing down the court. Tyson getting home. Long layup up and in. Tyson Inget with 4 for the Tetons. Their first points in the paint. Williston State back up by 2. 9-7 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Beauchamp hands it off to Casa. 4 Tetons set to check in on the next stop. Casa with the driving, cut off by Inget. Casa, high angle up and in his first bucket. 9-9. Back and forth we go. Back up comes Tyson. He'll hand it off to McDonald. Now to Johnson. Johnson drives down underneath against Page. Gets down low on the block. Fade away through the bump. Up and in. What a tough shot by Johnson. Puts Williston State back up by 2. Beauchamp back up the court, picks up a screen from Pate, crosses over again, now looks to drive, bounce pass out on the perimeter. Hill with a pump fake, he's going to go through, out in the corner, good defensive recovery. Beauchamp tried to bait Inget into contact. Tyson stayed back, and that was a bad miss by Beauchamp. Back comes Massey, looked to penetrate, didn't have any room to work, out to Johnson. Johnson casually walks into a three-pointer and goes splash. Ian Johnson with his second triple. Tetons up by 5. Beauchamp buck up the court again. High screen from Cook, and there's going to be back out to Page. He's waiting, looking to see if he can't filter through underneath, and he's going to get underneath to Johnson. Johnson is going to be whistled for the foul. Got him a little bit on the wrist, and Page hit the deck hard. Slow to get up, being helped up by his teammates. Not sure if he hit his head on the court on the spill he took. That'll be the first personal, first team on Williston State, as that will put Mac Page to the stripe for a pair. Now 3 Pioneers set to check into the game, as are 4 Tetons. Page's first one is going to be up and good. So the Tetons changing everyone out except for Leon. They'll bring into the game Olsen, Kindle, Yambi, as well as Marks. So now at the line is going to be Page for his second of 2. Next one on the way. That one is going to be good as well. He goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Back up the court now will come the Tetons. Yabi over to the far wing. He's going to drive. Flips it off behind him to Leon. Leon bobbled up to Mackay. Mackay pulls the trigger. That one's off the mark. No good. It'll be pulled down on the outside. Back up the court. Long pass underneath. Gets down there to Page. Page is going to be blocked, and there's going to be a late foul called. We'll see who that one is on Williston State. So that will go on Mackay Marks, his first personal. Second team foul. At back of the line is Page. He'll have two coming from the line. First one is going to be off the side of the rim, no good. Page back at the stripe for his second of 2. Pioneers not into rebound. Here comes number 2. That one will be up and in. So Page goes 1 for 2 that trip to the line. Makes it now a 2-point game. Kindle handed off to Olsen on top of the perimeter. Now to Yambi on the far wing. Gets a screen from Leon. Leon weaving his way, gets into the paint, kicks it off to Marks. Marks drives, kicks up, back to Yambi. Yambi takes a bump, out to Olsen. Olsen, good look for three. That'll be in there. Will Olsen with his first shot, finding the bottom of the cup. Tetons back up by 5. Long outlet pass off the hands of Jace Hill. Couldn't find his target in Mac Page underneath. And that'll be a turnover back to the Tetons. Coach Herman yelling out a set play for Wilson State. This trip up the court, closing in on 14 and a half left to go in the first. Yambi driving. He'll get over to the far wing. Bounce pass to Leon on the baseline. Leon's going to drive, jump stop, up to Olsen. He'll take off. He's cut off, looking for a teammate. Finds Leon from the elbow, off the mark, no good. Mackay chasing it down, and it'll be out of bounds. They're going to say it's back to the Tetons. Second look at that one would have given it to the Pioneers here with 14-18 left to go. After the shot hit the rim, there was a fresh 20 on the shot clock. The official now moving positions of Yambi. He'll call for action. Olsen gets it in the corner. He'll catch and shoot. That one's going to be off, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled down by the Pioneers. Going to be pulled down now by Colton Hawkins, who just entered the game on that change. Here gets it back now to Page. He's going to drive on Leon. Going to get it up, and that'll be another foul called on the drive. Tetons now huddling up, and Mac Page going back to the stripe. He has 3 points in the game, all of them coming from the free throw line, as Mackay picks up his second personal. 17-12, Tetons still up by 5, but a chance for Page to cut that down. His first on the way will be soft off the front of the rim, no good. Eden Hobbs coming into the game now for Freedom. Hobbs' first entrance onto the court, and Leon gets his first break. Page at the stripe for his second of 2. Taking his time. Here comes number 2. That one will be good. Page again goes 1 for 2 from the line. Makes it a 4-point game. 17-13. Yambi pushing it back up the court for the Tetons. Over to Hobbs. Hobbs will hand it off to Marks, who will push his way up to the top of the perimeter to Olsen. Olsen back to Hobbs. Baseline drive. Eden. Reverse layup up and in. Eden Hobbs so good on that baseline. He gets his first bucket. Tetons up by 6. Their largest lead of the game. Hill on the near wing, looking to turn the corner. He's going to drive it up, and that one will drop in there. Hill gets his first points. 19-15 now. Tetons still on the high side. Kindle on the near wing, looking for backdoor cut from Olsen. Nothing there. Kindle, step back three-pointer on the way. That's no good. It'll be pulled down. Loose ball on the ground. Still a loose ball, and finally it's going to be picked up by Haney. Haney, it's going to be LaBonta, pushes it up. Now Hill again drives, gets in the paint. He's cut off, no one home. Kicks it out on the corner to Hawkins. Hawkins for a triple. That's no good. Offensive rebound down to Page. Page banging in on Yambi. Kicks it out back to Hawkins. Gets it in the corner again to Lumbamba. That's no good. It'll be another loose ball. Hill will get it. He's going to be stripped. Picked up by Kindle. Gets tied up with Hobbs. Back up the court comes Kindle. Kindle flies. Lots of contact, no foul. Rebound goes down to Haney, who puts it up the court for the Pioneers. To Miles, player set to check in. Long three-pointer by Haney. That's up no good. Kindle with the board. He'll kick it off to Yambi, and the Tetons push back up. 12:40 left to go in the first. Yambi driving. He's going to be stopped in the paint. Turnaround jumper up in. Good. Yambi with his first points of the contest. There's going to be a timeout called by Coach Herman with 12:34 left to go. It'll be a short one, and that short timeout will be extended out. No, it won't be immediate timeout as of yet. It'll just be a 30. We'll take a half-minute break. Be back in 30 for more Teton basketball.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball. Tetons up by 6 once again, 21-15. Inbound play goes back now to the Pioneers as they push their way back up the court. Cook back into the game, as is Casa. Hawkins gets it up on top of the perimeter to Cook, trying to work his way around. No one open. Hawkins open three. That's going to be in and out, no good. Kindle again with another board. He's going to get it up to Olsen. Olsen cut off inside the perimeter. Back up to Kindle. He'll hand it off to Yambi. Yambi with a pump fake. Back out to Olsen. Olsen drives. Nowhere to work. Now to Kindle. DK shuffles through. He's trying to get a seam. Euro step through. Up and in. DK with the bucket. Tetons now up by 8. 23-15. Up on top of the perimeter now Casa. Tough pass over to Casa. Kindle just about with a steal. Massey and Hayer set to check in on the next stop. Cook on the high post. He'll push it out back to Casa. Looking, he gets a seam, and he's going to lay it up at the rim. Zeno Casa caught the Tetons a little bit out of sorts defensively. Coming back the other way is going to be Olsen, and he's going to be hit on the way up. And Cook not happy with his teammates as they did not get back defensively quick enough. And with that stoppage, and we will have an under 12-minute media timeout. So we will take another 1-minute break. When we come back, more Teton basketball here from the Well in Williston.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College team athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton athletics.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we want you to bank your way, whether that's on the go or at home. We make your life easier with online and mobile banking, bill pay, remote deposit, electronic payments, and more. Free, convenient, secure services, all available to you. Banking should happen on your time, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company. Stop in or visit asbt.com to enjoy a better digital banking experience. Member FDIC.
We're back here for Teton basketball. Will Olsen at the line for a pair of free throws. He'll miss his first one at the stripe. That first foul is going to go on Cook. Pick up his first personal, just the second team foul. Second of two on the way for Olsen is going to be up and good. Now Olsen pushes the lead out for the Tetons. Back to 7 points, 24-17. Casa at the top of the perimeter for the Pioneers. Looking to kick it off. He'll find over on the wing. Now over to Beauchamp. Beauchamp weaves his way around. He's going to try to drive baseline. Caught up in no man's land. Massey just about with the steal. Good recovery by the Tetons to get it underneath the Cook. And there's going to be a travel called on Cook. It'll give it back to Williston State with 11-12 left to go in the first half on the American State Bank scoreboard. Back at the court now comes Carson Hare. He's freshly into the game. Picks up a screen from Leon. Hare, backdoor pass to Leon. Can't handle the pass. He's going to save it off of Cook, and out of bounds it goes. What a play by Leon to save it off of the leg of the defender. And now the Tetons will get another look at the bucket. 19 on the shot clock. Hare set to inbound the ball from underneath his own basket. Carson looking. Up on top, it'll go now to Hobbs. Hobbs looking to drive, kicks back to Olsen to the free throw line. Olsen. Jump stop out back to Hobbs. Wide open look for Eden. Off the side of the iron. No good. It'll be pulled down by Beauchamp. Races up the court. Gets to the top of the perimeter. Now over to Casa. Casa holds on. Looks to drive through. Massey with good defense underneath Casa. Bumping against Massey. High angle for Casa off the board. Up and in. Casa now with 6. 24-19. 5-point lead. Teton looking for some buckets here. Hobbs again on top of the perimeter. He's looking to drive. Has a seam. And Eden Hobbs with 2 more. He has 4. Leads back up to 7. Back and forth we go. Beauchamp cut off by Hare. Jimmy and a shake. Tries to get around. Gets inside the paint. A pullback jumper. Up and good by Isaiah Beauchamp. He hit the first bucket of the game for Miles. And hit that one right there to close it back in. Now 26-21 with 10-10 left to go. Hobbs crossing over. He's going to get it off Hayerhoff gets it off to Hobbs, who spins in the paint. A little turnaround floater up, and that one just lips off the rim. Cook with the rebound. Beauchamp screaming up the court. He's going to just about lose it. Massey just about took it away. Now Massey will come away with it. Here comes the drive by Richard Massey through contact, and one for Massey. Absorbed the blow from Beauchamp, and he'll go to the line for an and one. Chance to put the lead back up to 8. More subs had to come in for the Pioneers. Olsen's had to come out of the game with McDonald checking in, and LaPamba checking out for the Pioneers, with Otieno coming in. Otieno seeing his first action. And also Hawkins coming out of the game. So Hawkins checking out with Page coming back in. Massey at the line for the free throw, and he makes it to complete the three-point play. 29-21. Under 10 minutes left to go in the half. Beauchamp up on top to Page. Swings the ball around to Otieno. Underneath to Cook. Cook again on Leon. Gets down low. Going to be altered by Leon. He gets it off to Hobbs. Pushes it up the court. Hobbs to the perimeter. Second chance. He's going to be stripped underneath. He's going to be stolen away by the Pioneers. Up comes Casa. He'll pull it ahead to Otieno. Goes up and under, and there's going to be a foul on Leon. Leon commits the foul, and that will send Otieno to the stripe. Freedom with just his first personal, fourth team foul. Now Leon playing some tough defense and big minutes underneath for the injured Rex Sterling. Otieno at the line for his first of two. That one is going to be up and in. Otieno off the bench for the Pioneers is a 6'6 freshman from Alberta, as he gets the ball and now gets ready to go for his second of two. 29-22, make it 29-23 as Otieno knocks down his second of two. As Carson Hare pushes it back up on the court. Only three starters now on the court for the Tetons. High screen from Leon on McDonald. McDonald got tangled. Massey now with a drive, pushes it back out to McDonald. JoJo now looking to do some work in some space. He's going to look to filter through, tries to find a teammate, gets it off to Hare. Hare drives, gets in the paint, swing pass, wide open for Hobbs. Off the mark, no good. It'll be pulled down by Casa. Casa up the court, over to Otieno, rises, fires. That's going to be no good. Page hits the deck, and back up the court now comes Hobbs, gets it over to Hare. Hare crosses over, looking to take on Beauchamp. He'll spin, get cut up on the low block, throws it up. Carson Hare gets the circus shot to go. Tetons back up by 8. All got tipped away. Now Ian Johnson checking back in. He'll come in for Eden Hobbs. So the sophomore Johnson back in for the Tetons. Back up comes Isaiah Beauchamp across the timeline. He'll get it off to Page, looking to turn the corner, drive on Johnson, backdoor cut to Casa. He's going to be rejected by the rim, gets the putback and puts it up and in. The long rebound off the back of the iron, gave it right back to Casa, puts it in for two more, now 31-25. Hare at the top, fancy footwork. Hare's going to drive, has it stripped away from him. Casa with the ball, 3-on-3 break, long pass over to Otieno, and he's going to get the two-handed flush at point-blank range. Coach Urban says, hey, let's keep on going. 4-0 run by the Pioneers over to Massey. Massey slides through, back over to Johnson. 4-3, off the mark, no good, too hard for Johnson. Tetons have went dry from the field. Chance now for the Pioneers to cut this to a one-possession game. And there it is as Casa lays another one up and in. He has 10 points in the first half in the two-point contest. 31-29. Hare pulls it out up on top to Johnson. Inget and Marks it to come in. Johnson with a drive. He's going to put it up. No good. Leon with a putback. That's no good. Cook pulls it down, swinging the elbows around as he does, as Beauchamp works it back up the court. He'll push it down onto the near wing, and there's going to be a foul called on Carson Hare. That'll be his first personal, 15th foul. It'll be Massey and Hare checking out of the game, with Marks and Inget coming in. Also out of the game is Beauchamp for the Pioneers. Checking back in is going to be number 1, Chase Hill. Hill working around the top of the perimeter. Looking underneath for Cook. Nothing there. Finally up to Page. Now gets it back to Cook. Puts a shoulder into the chest of Leon. And And that is up and in. Only one bucket for the Pioneers has been outside of the paint. That's been a three-pointer by Beauchamp. Marks now. He'll double clutch a three-pointer. That's going to be no good. McDonald with the board. Gets a couple up in the air on the pump fake. And Rosiah McDonald puts the Tetons back up by a bucket now, 33-31. Hill got away with a walkout on the court. They'll get it up on top to Casa. Casa puts it on the deck now. A screen from Cook. Casa driving, kicks it out into the corner. Hill wide open for three. That one's no good. Long rebound to Casa. He gets underneath the basket. Turn around, a little jump hook, no good. McDonald with the board. He'll pull it out through traffic now. A 4-on-3 break for the Tetons. Bounce pass to Johnson underneath. Going to be blocked on the layup now. A 2-on-1 Blake. Casa gets it underneath to Cook, who lays it up, and he'll blow the bunny at point blank. Hands it off to Inget now from Leon. Inget drives. He's going to try to get down low. He'll be turned away. Moves it up to Mackay. Mackay looks to take off. Kicks it to Johnson in the corner. Johnson drives. Euro steps through. Out to Leon. Leon will fire a three. That's going to be... It won't hit anything. It'll be back into the hands now of Page. Page will work his way down low. Get cut off underneath. Puts it up. That's going to be no good. Tipped away. Loose ball. It'll be pulled back down by Page. But Inget will come down with it. Tyson now through contact. Page hit McDonald with an elbow. No call. Mackay in the corner for a triple. That's off the mark. No good. Pulled down by Hill. Back up the court again comes Hill and the Pioneers. So a 2-point game closing in now on 2.5. Looking to get it underneath to Cook. He'll be one-on-one with Leon. Leon is going to be called with a foul. Cook was out of control on the baseline, but that'll be number 2 on Freedom. 16 foul on Williston State. And now there's going to be a timeout on the court here with 5:29 left to go. It's going to be the final media timeout of the half. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back for more here from Williston. Michael back here. Inbound pass for the Pioneers. They get it on the low post to Page, and he's going to be fouled by Kindle. So a soft foul called on Kindle as he freshly came into the game. As did Eden Hobbs back in for the Tetons. Hobbs came in for Johnson. And at the line back again is going to be Mac Page, who has 4 points, looking to tie it up, and he'll knock down the first of 2. So everyone thought it was just going to be one shot. As Page knocked it down, he will have one more coming in. Also back out into the game is going to be Colton Hawkins for the Pioneers as Page knocks down his second of 2. So tie game at 33 apiece. Under 5.5 left to go in the first. Marks driving. Gets to the elbow, kicks it out to McDonald. McDonald working through, now back up to Marks. Mark kicks it to Kindle. Kindle's going to take off, crossover. He is going to get it to McDonald. Pump fake, gets into the mid-post range. Short shot clock, no good. Tipped down, and it'll be come down to Kindle. Gets it over back to Kindle from Marks, and to put it up. That's going to be no good. Kindle's going to tap it around, but it'll be taken back down by the Tetons. Falling down is going to be a Pioneer. They're going to get it underneath. Well, that's going to be missed by Otieno. Back up is going to be Inget. Now to Hobbs with the layup. That's going to be missed by Hobbs. Kindle with the rebound. Puts it back up. That's no good. And a foul going to be called on Eden Hobbs. So a wild sequence there for both teams. As both teams seem to be off their game. With that foul, it'll be the 8th team foul. First personal on Eden. And now walking up to the free throw line, he is going to be number 21, Donnie Haney, for his first look at the bucket. Haney's first half of the 1-1 is going to be no good. It'll be picked up by Tyson Inget. Tetons looking to reclaim the lead. They've led by as many as 8. Kindle on the high post now underneath to Hobbs. Got Hawkins up in the air. Hobbs was hit in the face. No foul call. To be pulled down by Hill. And Coach Herman not happy with the no call. Hill crossing over. He'll get point blank, and that's going to be up and good. Jace Hill with the bucket, and that gives the first lead of the game to the Pioneers, now 35-33. McDonald up to Hobbs, taking off on Hawkins. Bullies his way through, and there's going to be an offensive foul called on Hobbs. That'll be number 2 on him. So Hawkins fell to the ground like he was shot by a cannon after the soft drive from Hobbs. That'll be number 2 on Hobbs. No free throws come on the offensive foul. Hill will work it up the court. Hill across the timeline. Up on top, it'll go to Haney. Picks up a Hawkins screen. McDonald and Kindle on the switch. Kindle with a just about steal. Hawkins gets it back. Hill knew he had Kindle behind him. Pass going to be tipped. Back out to Kindle. He's going to get it up to Hobbs in space with the layup. Up and in it goes. Eden Hobbs made sure that one was in. And Tetons now up again. Tetons just about with another steal as a long pass will go again. And it'll go out of bounds back to the Tetons. With 3:42 left. Now the Tetons a chance to reclaim the lead here in the waning minutes of the first half. Inget with the ball. He'll kick it off back to DK. Crosses the timeline. DK crosses over, gets in the paint, swing pass to McDonald. McDonald tipped it away from him. Now Hobbs on another drive. He'll go up and under. Hobbs got hammered again. Ball goes into the hands of Page. Page bullies his way through, pushes it up on top. Going to be tipped away by McDonald. Here he comes. Up he goes. Josiah McDonald. He's that guy. Tetons up by 2. 37-35. Back up the court now. Jace Hill and the Pioneers. Hill calling for action. Page calling for it on the low post. Guarded against Hobbs. Little switch for the Tetons to get it underneath. There's McDonald underneath, and McDonald is going to steal it away. And it's going to be Page who wrestles McDonald to the ground. And McDonald a little slow to get up as he hit his elbow. As that would likely be a point scored to Mac Page for a takedown if this was wrestling. Instead, it goes for a jump ball to give it back to the Pioneers with 2:59 left to go. Out of the game is going to be Haney and Otieno. Back in is Casa, as well as re-entering is going to be La Bamba. Little extra stoppage. They had to wipe some perspiration up on the floor. That'll allow McDonald to regather his bearings. Inget kicks it off to Kindle. Now to Mackay. Up on top. Mackay. Three-pointer on the way. Off the front. No good. Be pulled down by La Bamba. He'll get it off. Now to Casa. Works it up the court. Casa looking for Page. Mackay doing a great down post interior defense. Hill on the drive. Looking for a bounce pass. And it'll be tipped away. Hill gets it in the paint, kicks it out onto the perimeter to La Bamba. La Bamba on the drive. He's going to go high angle, up and in. La Bamba with his first bucket. It's 37-37. Well, back up the court come the Tetons. Inget turns the corner. He takes a bump. Bullet pass to no one. It'll go out of bounds, so a rare miscue on the court for Tyson Inget. As it'll be Pioneer ball. Yambi set to check back in, as is Massey. They'll be coming in for Marks and Inget. So a dynamic duo of guards back out on the court for the Tetons. Now seeing if they can't get it going. Tetons now going with their small ball we talked about pregame. Up the court is Hill, be guarded by Yambi. Up on top now to Page. Give and go back to Hill. He's going to drive, throws it up, and that'll rim out. No good. And it'll be Hobbs who pulls it down. Hill hitting the floor. He's begging for a foul. That was just not there. Yambi alley-oop, and it'll be off the side of the rim, intended for McDonald. It'll be picked up again by La Bamba as he pushes it up, back up the court to Hill. Under 2 minutes left to go in the half. 37-37, a low-scoring affair. Casa gets it on top of the perimeter. He's looking to drive on Massey. Gets away with a push-off. Kindle's going to try to strip it away, just can't. And now McDonald, tough up on La Bamba, just about had another strip. La Bamba being double-teamed, use a forearm to get away. Here comes a drive underneath, kicks into the corner. Hawkins for an open look for three, and that one's going to be good. Colton Hawkins with a second three-pointer of the half for the Pioneers. Now up to their largest lead, 3 points. Here comes Massey. Posted it out. Back to Yavi. Wide open look. Coming back. In. Out. No good. Hawkins with the board for the Pioneers. Gets it out to Hill, who pushes it back up the court. Jace Hill now picks up a screen again from Page. Pick and roll. Good recovery defensively. Long pass into the corner to LaBomba. Looking down low for Page. It's going to be tipped away by McDonald. Page again begging for a foul. Out to Massey. Massey's going to go for a triple. That one's not going to be good. The Tetons can't buy one from deep. They've hit 3 so far, but have been empty from the field as of late. Hill again coming up the court. Under a minute left to go in the half. Hill gives it up to Page on top of the perimeter. Looking to drive on Hobbs. Up and good. It goes for Mac Page. He now has 7. 5-point lead for the Pioneers. Back up comes Williston State. Yavi kicks it off to Kindle. He'll weave his way around. Now one-on-one with Page. Gets into the paint. Turns around. Throws one up. Kindle hit. No call. It'll be the last 30 seconds of the half. Shot clock off now to 24. Hill pushing it up the court for Miles. And Hill now holding on. The Pioneers will go for a last-second look to see if they can extend this 5-point lead out here before halftime. Yavi, tough ball defense on Hill. Trying to get around to a screen. That nothing there. Defense for the Tetons. Got them in a blender. Underneath it'll go. McDonald, the block! Here comes a putback again at the buzzer. No good. Josiah McDonald keeps the deficit at 5 here at half. And we're going to take a break now so we can head on down to get the halftime scores. We'll be back for more here from Williston in a few minutes.
At American State Bank and Trust Company, we want you to bank your way, whether that's on the go or at home. We make your life easier with online and mobile banking, bill pay, remote deposit, electronic payments, and more. Free, convenient, secure services, all available to you. Banking should happen on your time, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Go beyond with American State Bank and Trust Company. Stop in or visit asbt.com to enjoy a better digital banking experience. Member FDIC.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Casasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
For more than 70 years, Expanse Electrical Company has delivered market-leading electrical, power, and automation expertise built upon a legacy of technology, quality, and craftsmanship. They are confident that they have the best team in the industry and welcome the opportunity to serve you. A proud member of the Williston community, Expanse continually works to build a better future for their company, their craftsmen, and their customers. They pride themselves on having one of the most proficient teams of directly employed licensed electricians and automation engineers in the industry. Interested in powering up your career? Visit expanseelectrical.com/careers to learn about their openings in the North Dakota region.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. At every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, housing lender.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further, One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Save on steel outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw. Built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new steel backpack roller or roller pack and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your steel this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
Back here for Teton basketball exclusively all season long on the Williston State College YouTube page. Tetons trail by 5 at the break, 42-37 to Miles Community College at the Pioneers. Taking a look at the scoring, starting off with the Pioneers is Azenio Casa, has 10 points at the break. Mac Page with 8. Cook with 6. 5 coming in from Isaiah Beauchamp, Chase Hill with 4, as well as Randy Otieno. 3 in from Colton Hawkins and 2 from Nathan Labamba. Shooting in the first half for the Pioneers, they were 16 of 37 from the field for 43%, just 2 of 9 from deep, and 8 of 11 from the stripe for 72%. 23 total rebounds, or 28 total rebounds, 23 defensive, 5 offensive. They're led in rebounding by Casa, who has 7, 1 assist, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 11 turnovers, and just 4 personal fouls. No one with more than 1. Looking at Williston State and the Tetons, they're led in scoring by Ian Johnson, who has 8.6 coming in from Josiah McDonald, as well as Eden Hobb. 4 from both Tyson Inget and Will Olson. 3 from Richard Massey, and then 2 each from Carson Hare, Demetra Kindle, and Ben Yambi. The Tetons did not have a great shooting half. 15 of 46 from the field for 32%, 13 of 16 from beyond the arc, and 4 of 5 from the line for 80%. The Tetons had 21 total rebounds, or -7 in the half in rebounding. 15 defensive, 6 offensive rebounds. They're led by McDonald, who has 6 boards, 3 assists, 6 steals, 3 blocks, just 7 turnovers, and 7 personal fouls. It's Hobbs and Leon each with 2 for Williston State. Looking now at the advanced stats, points in the paint. Pioneers have the advantage, 26 to 24. Points on the turnovers, 10 to 9 Tetons. Second chance points, 16 to 6 Tetons. There were 7 ties, 3 lead changes. Last field goal for the Pioneers came with 44 seconds left. The Tetons were held out of the bucket for the final 3:12 of that first half, so a big dry streak. And that's a big reason why the Pioneers were able to erase an 8-point deficit and take a 5-point lead here at the break. Pioneers now at their largest lead, and as we just mentioned, the Tetons led by as many as 8 a couple of times. First time they did was with 12:01 left to go. Just under 5 minutes left before we start half number 2 from Williston. We're going to take another quick break while the City Pep Band continues to do their thing. And when we come back, we'll have the start of the second here from Williston. Mike Rubeck here from the Well in Williston for Teton basketball exclusively on Williston State College YouTube channel. Final half minute before we get back in action for the start of the second half as the Tetons and the Teton faithful were delighted to the halftime performance once again from the Sidney High School pep band under the direction of Miss Kylie Sun. So the Tetons out on the court here to start, and they'll be coming back out with their 5 starters. It will be Inget, Johnson, Leon, McDonald. And it will be the Pioneers ball here to start off in the second. The Pioneers also with their starting 5 out on the court. As the inbound pass now comes into Beauchamp from Page. Page crosses over on McDonald. He's going to get a step backdoor cut, tipped away by Johnson. Over to Inget, up to McDonald. McDonald shifts through into the paint, goes for the mid-range floater, up no good. That'll be pulled down by Cook. And he'll kick it back up to Page. Long pass over to Beauchamp. Drives on Inget. Tyson able to get to the baseline first to cut him off. Back to Page, looking to get it underneath to Cook. Cook pushing his way against Leon, barrels his way into the chest of Freedom. No good, pulled down by McDonald, who works his way back up the court. Tetons down by 5 here starting off in the second. 42-37. Leon kicks it back out to Inget. He'll drive. A big screen levied on Beauchamp by Leon. The ball's going to be lost on the baseline. Back come the Pioneers, and a flip shot up by Jace Hill will put the bucket up and in. That pushed the lead out to 7 now for the Pioneers. Johnson looks to get it over to Massey on the baseline. Up on top, it'll go back to Johnson. He had to reel it in from going across the timeline. Johnson back now to Inget, works his way around the perimeter, back to Massey. Drives. Massey kicks it to Leon in the paint. McDonald able to save it from going out of bounds. Back to Inget, 8 on the shot clock. Little congestion for the Tetons. Into the corner, Massey, wide open look for 3. That one's going to be no good. Tetons have a cover on the bucket from deep. And back up the court come the Pioneers. Hill weaving his way. He'll get it over to Casa, who is wide open from 3. That's no good. Johnson with the board. And he'll hand it off to McDonald. Long pass up to Inget, again to Massey, who's going to drive and have it tipped out of bounds after colliding in with Azenio Casa. So Tetons now inbounding the ball. It'll be Inget set to trigger. McDonald comes and picks it up on the perimeter. Pump fake, gets Hill upstairs, now over to Leon, who's going to lay it up and in. Freedom, that's his first bucket of the game. Tetons back within 5. Now 44-30. Tetons see if they can get some stops and climb back in this one. Beauchamp crossing over. He'll kick it out to Page, who's going to drive. Puts it up. That's going to be blocked underneath. Cook with the rebound. He'll put it back up and in. High angle off the glass again by Cook. Back to Tyson. 7-point lead once again. Johnson on the near wing. Underneath it'll go. Tipped away. Stolen by Casa. Casa will get it up to Beauchamp, who's going to put it up, and that will be in. Isaiah Beauchamp with 2 more. Tetons now down by 9, their largest deficit of the game. Inget weaving around on the top of the perimeter, gets it to Massey, to the elbow, pushed off. McDonald way downtown for 3. That one is in. Josiah McDonald for a much-needed triple. Lead is down to 6, and the Tetons are going to call a short timeout. We'll take a short one ourselves. Back in 30 seconds.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Casasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Mike Rubeck here for Teton basketball. Tetons trail by 6, 48-42. Pioneers have pushed the lead out to as many as 9. Tetons now looking for some defensive stops. Casa on the perimeter, gets it over to Page, looking for Hill. Hill has to cut through, back up on top to Casa. Cook calling for the ball. Tall pass, it'll be tipped away by Leon. They're going to call a foul on Freedom Leon. So that one a 50-50 ball, and Freedom will pick up the foul. It'll be number 3 on Freedom. Tetons without the use of Rex Sterling here tonight. He picked up a back spasm against the Buccaneers of Dawson Community College. Now Cook again working on Freedom. Going to drop step, get into the body of Leon, hits the deck and gets the shot to go. Cook with 2 more. He has 8 in the game. Now 8-point lead, 50-42. Inget gets it over to McDonald. McDonald for a little running floater. That's up no good. Tries to tip it back in. Leon with the rebound. Caught underneath the basket. Pump fake up and in. Freedom for 2 more. He has 4 all coming the last couple of possessions for Williston State. 50-44. Back down to a 6-point game. Beauchamp. Little head and shoulder fake. Nothing there. Gets it up on top to Cook. Looking underneath. It's going to go and it'll be up again. Double clutch by Page. And he's going to be fouled by McDonald. As there's 3 Tetons and a Pioneer set to check into the game. That'll be number 1 on McDonald. Second team foul, sending Page back to the stripe. In the first half, Page was 6 of 8 from the line. He'll have 2 more coming here. He knocks down the first one. He has 8 points in the game. Out goes Johnson, Inget, and Leon. Into the game comes Yambi, Hobbs, as well as Kindle. Second of 2 on the way is going to be up and good. So Page knocks down 2 of 2. He now has 9 points. Back up to an 8-point lead. Hobbs picks up the ball on the wing. He's going to drive, gets a lane to the bucket. High angle. No, McDonald's going to put it back up and in. Josiah with a tough putback. Push the lead back down to 6. Beauchamp crossing over, always constantly on the brink of being out of control. Now Page inbounds the ball. Quick 3-pointer coming. That's going to be no good. 3-pointer off the hand of Haney, who just checked in for Hill. Back comes McDonald. Goes for another 3. That's going to be off no good. It'll be pulled down. Back up the court now comes Casa. Gets it into Cook in the paint. He's going to throw it up, and that one is good. Cook through some contact. Try to go through Kindle. Puts it back up in for 2 more. Hobbs hands it off to Massey along the perimeter, looking to drive. He's going to be pushed away. Now to McDonald again on Beauchamp. Out to Hobbs. Hobbs with a high arcing 3. That's off no good. Beauchamp has it stolen away. Backdoor pass to Kindle, who lays it up and in. Kindle now with 4. Back down to a 6-point game. Back and forth we go. Hill set to check in on the next stop once again for the Pioneers. Casa on the drive. Second effort, got away with the walk. Kicks it into the corner to Haney. Up on top, now over to Page. Page is going to be fouled on the deck by Kindle. That'll be number 3 already on the Tetons here in the half. 15-15 left to go. Beauchamp checking out of the game. Hill coming back in. And Hill will now take his stance out of bounds on the end line to inbound the ball for the Pioneers. Inbound pass goes to Page, looking to get to work underneath. He gets down low, tries to put the short shot up, no good, tipped away, and it's going to be Massey gets held underneath, and it'll be a Haney with a 3-pointer, and he knocks it down. So Richard Massey gets held, no foul called, and a 3-pointer goes in, makes it back a 9-point game. Massey now to McDonald again. McDonald, bounce pass to Massey on the baseline. Through contact, still no call, but Hobbs with the rebound. He'll work his way into the paint, and he's going to be fouled. So that'll going to go on Casa, who just picks up his first personal, or second personal on Casa. Just the first team foul on the Pioneers, and that'll send Massey to the line for a couple. Tetons look a little frustrated out on the court as they're still trying to get things going offensively. In the first half, they shot just 32% from the field. Eden Hobbs at the line for his first of 2. That one is up and good. Eden now with 7 points in the game, looking for his 8th right here. Trying to trick the lead back down to 7 if he can knock down his second of 2, and he does. 57-50. Hill working up the court. Gets across the timeline. He'll slip past a teammate in Page. Now he's going to be cut off. McDonald with a steal. One-on-one to Casa. McDonald reverse layup up, no good. Tipped around. And it was Casa on the hip of McDonald. Casa's going to be cut off as he crosses over on Yambi. And there's going to be a timeout called by the Pioneers with 14:25 left to go. It'll be a short one. We'll take a short one ourselves. Back in 30 seconds.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Just about set to get back in action. Tetons find themselves down by 7, 57 to 50 with 14:25 left to go. Will Olsen checked into the game on that last timeout. He'll give a break for Josiah McDonald. Hill gets across the timeline now over to Page. Page back up on top to Hill. Gets a screen from Cook. Pass is going to be tipped into the hands of Yambi. Bounce pass up to Hobbs. Hobbs is going to be stripped from behind. It's going to go out of bounds. Who's it to? And they say it's going to be to the Tetons as Hawkins sets to come back into the game. Now substitution coming in. And out of the game is going Cook. In is Hawkins as the Tetons go back to some small ball. Leon on the bench with his third. Tetons looking to cut down the deficit. They've trailed by 5 at halftime. Now sitting at 7. Olsen has it up on top. He'll hand it off to Massey on the near wing, who pushes it up on top. Now to Yambi. Yambi looking to drive on Hill through contact, puts it up, tough shot. Tetons can't get anything to go. Hawkins with the board. Yambi goes for a gamble steal. That doesn't pay off. Out to Hawkins. Yambi recovers in time to prevent an open look for 3. Now Casa on the wing. Picks up a Hawkins screen. Casa driving. Now double teamed. Going to be tipped away by Massey. Good on-ball defense. There's going to be another substitute coming in for Williston State. Before we get there, we're going to have the first media timeout of the half. 57-50, 13:40 left to go in the second on the American State Bank scoreboard. Back in 1 minute.
You work hard. You deserve a space that's truly yours. Whether it's upgrading your current home or stepping into something brand new, American State Bank and Trust Company is here to make your dreams a reality.
This is Megan Winker, Assistant Vice President and Real Estate Loan Manager at American State Bank and Trust Company. Our lending team is committed to offering tailored loan options and expert guidance because you deserve nothing but the best. Visit with Heather Ryder or me and go beyond towards the home of your dreams.
Stop in or visit asbt.com today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, equal housing member.
Set to get back in action here in Williston. Pioneers inbounding the ball. Hill looking for someone to come open. Tall pass goes up on top of the perimeter. And pulling it back down is going to be Otieno, and he's going to fire a three-pointer. That's going to be no good. Now Yabi with the ball. Long pass up to Hobbs. Stopped at the far wing. Hobbs back to Kindle. Kindle drives. Going to go up and in. Demetri Kindle with a tough reverse layup. 4-2 down to a 5-point game, 57-52. Tetons fighting to see if they can climb back in this one. Hill cut off in no man's land, looking for a teammate. Kid finally finds Hawkins upstairs. Back to Hill, who will turn the corner. Hill on the near wing, now gets it into Page. Page tries to muscle his way against Kindle. Kindle, tough defense, and now it's going to be a foul on Page. So Page again tried to whip a Teton to the ground. This time Kindle able to secure the ball. And it'll be Page picking up the foul. Second team foul on the Pioneers here in the half. Just the first personal on Page. As Kindle wipes up some of the perspiration on the floor. So those kinds of hustle plays and effort plays the Tetons need to see if they can spark themselves to come back from behind in this one. Massey gets a long pass up on top. It'll go to Kindle. He'll hand it off to Olsen. Olsen gets to the top. Underneath, all alone, is Hobbs for 2 more. Hobbs has 10. It's a 3-point game. Hill back up the court. A crossover on the perimeter, picked up by Yambi. Hill just about walked with it, able to keep his pivot foot down. Now over to Page, looking to drive on Hobbs. Kicks it back out to Hill. Underneath, tipped away by Hobbs. And Page again begging for a foul from the official. As he's still shaking his head, thought that he should have picked up a foul. Inbound play now coming again for the Pioneers. 12 on the shot clock. Hobbs looking to play denial defense to get it into Page on the post again. Jump pass over onto the wing for Haney for 3. Up and no good. Tipped away from Yambi, but into the hands of Massey. Massey with a head of steam up the court. He's going to drive. Second effort is going to be up and no good. Good try by the Tetons. Just couldn't drop. There's been so many shots that have just rimmed out. And here's a drive by Hill. It's going to be up, no good. They'll come back down to the Tetons. Hill late to get back behind the play. Kindle pushing it up. Over to go to Yambi. Kicks it into the corner to Olsen for 3. Got it to go. Olsen for the tie. Will now with 7 points. We're tied at 57 apiece. Cooks have to come in on the next stop for the Pioneers. Hare and Marks coming in. Yambi battling down low against Page. Hawkins caught in no man's land. He finally will be able to get it off to Haney. Haney got Olsen up in the air on the pump fake. They get it back to Page. Looking to drive. Use the forearm to get 3 underneath. And there's going to be a short shot up. No good. Olsen with the board. Again, the Pioneers crying for a foul. Yambi looking to sift through. He'll get it to Massey on the baseline. Drive cut off. Massey will pull it back out to the perimeter. He'll give it to Hobbs. Hobbs, bullet pass, going to be intercepted by Page. And it'll be takes a shoulder into Olsen underneath to Hawkins. Hawkins caught underneath the basket. He goes for a flip shot up and in. 2 more for Colton Hawkins. He has 5, and it's a 2-point Pioneer lead. Now 3 Pioneers set to come in. Olsen on a drive on Page. It's to be Hawkins with the block. A lot of the body of Olsen there. No foul called. Now OTN just about had it stolen away, but he gets it off to Hill, and the Pioneers will slow things down. Under 11 minutes left to go in the game. Another elbow thrown by Page, and it's going to be lost out of bounds by the Pioneers. Mac Page getting away with some sneaky plays, throwing some elbows as he is trying to get people run off on screens. Out of the game now goes both Hill and Page, with Cook and Beauchamp coming in. Also Carson Hare back into the game for the Tetons. Massey and Yambi out. Kindle into the corner to Marks. Now to Hobbs. Hobbs gets it back up on top to Olsen. Over to Kindle. Kindle for the lead. Bounce no good. Just about simultaneous possession between Cook and Hawkins. It'll go back up now to the Pioneers. Up by 2, 59-57. Beauchamp, 3-pointer on the way, and Isaiah Beauchamp knocks down his second triple of the game. He'll be back up to a 5-point lead. Mackay with a baseline drive, and he's going to get hammered on the drive. So now that will be a timeout called by the Pioneers. The foul is going to go against Kosa, his 3rd personal. And a timeout called. It's a long time out. We're going to take a long one ourselves. Back in 1 minute.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC. Your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College team athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Tetons have the ball. Olsen on the near wing, looking to cross over on Hawkins. Up to Kindle. Now it'll be off to Hobbs. He's going to lose it on the way up, and Hobbs is going to be fouled. And it is going to go against Otieno, picking up his first, and it is. That'll send Eden Hobbs back to the stripe. Chance to cut the lead down to a single possession game from 5 down to 3 if he can knock down both. First one from Eden is going to be up and good. Hobbs now with 11 points in the game, looking to get his 12th right here. Hobbs at the stripe for his second of 2. That one will hit off the front of the rim, no good. Stays a 4-point game. Hawkins bounce passes it over to Beauchamp, who charges up the court. Behind his back now, flips it off to Kosa. Kosa looking to get underneath to Cook. Cook puts it up and in. So Cook in there with the small ball lineup for the Tetons. He pushed the lead to 6. Zone defense for the Pioneers as they get now Kindle. Hands it off to Hare. Hare looks to push through, drives. He's going to get down low, and he's going to be blocked out of bounds. That block is going to be on Casa, who raised his hand like he was ready to accept the foul. Said it'd be an inbound play coming for Williston State. Hare looking to inbound. No, Curlone gets it to Kindle on the low post. Drop step, flip shot up. Kindle for a tough bucket. He has 8. And the Tetons are back within 4. Beauchamp, long pass up to Kosa. Will walk it across the timeline. 9:15 left to go in the game. Cook with a screen, gets it underneath to Kosa. High angle again for Kosa, who has 12. 6-point lead again. Marks gets it on the baseline. He'll kick it back out to Hare. Hare's going to drive, gets underneath, and he'll be fouled on the drive. Let us send Carson Hare to the stripe, number 2 on Kosa. Carson Hare to the line for the Tetons. As Hill will check back in for the Pioneers after the first free throw. First one is going to be soft off the front of the rim for Carson. He'll have one more coming out of the game. It's going to be Kosa after picking up his second. Hill back in. So Hare now the chance to get it to a 5-point game if he can knock down his second of 2. Carson with 2 points, looking for his third. On the way it goes. That'll be off the back of the iron, no good. Koch jumps over the top of Kindle to pull down the rebound. Over to that trip for Williston State. Beauchamp now being hounded by a couple of Tetons. Cook calling for it on the low post. He'll get it there on Hobbs. Turnaround floater up and in. And that'll be 2 more points for Cook, who now has 14. Back at the court is going to be Hare. As Leon now back in the game. Olsen gets it over to Kindle. Crosses over on a defender. Gets some space. And there's going to be a reverse layup. No good by Kindle. The Tetons still having a tough shooting day. Hill now races up the court. He'll pick up a screen from Cook. Tetons fighting through the pick and roll, and there'll be Hill straightaway three-pointer to push the lead out to double digits for the first time. 71-60 with 8:15 remaining. Now comes Hare on the drive. He's going to go up, and there's going to be a foul on Beauchamp, who will pick up his second. That'll send Hare back to the stripe 4-2. So Carson Hare going to the line over to the last trip, looking to see if he can get 2 more, bring the deficit back down to single digits. Carson at the stripe now for his first. On the way, that one will be good. As the Tetons making some changes, out goes Olsen, Hobbs, and Kindle. In comes McDonald, Johnson, and Leon. Hare back at the stripe for his second. Leon now playing with 3 fouls. Hare's second of 2 is on the way. That one is up and good. Carson now with 4 points in the game. 9 points separate the 2 squads. 72-61. Miles on top. Beauchamp pushes down to the perimeter. Little shimmy to shake. He's going to drive around. Cut off by Johnson. Pulls the trigger from the elbow. No good. Mackay with the board. Gets it up to Hare. Hare at the far wing. Bounce pass underneath. Intended for Leon. A little too telegraphed. It'll be tipped away. Pioneers come back. Out to Hill. And there's going to be a shot clock issue as the shot clock did not reset. So it'll be an inbound pass now coming with 25 on the shot clock. 7:49 on the game clock here from the well in Williston. Jace Hill set to trigger. He'll get it into the backcourt now to Beauchamp. Beauchamp working his way to the top of the perimeter. Now over to Hill. Back up to Hawkins. Swings it to Otieno. Inget set to check in. There's going to be Cook backing down on Leon, and there's going to be a foul on Leon. So Cook barreling through Freedom, moving him on the low post, and Freedom now will pick up his fourth. And that'll send Cook to the line for 2 more. Harris had to check out of the game for the Tetons with Inget coming back in. So Cook with 14 points, looking to get 2 more and extend the lead back out to double digits for the Pioneers. Here comes the first of 2. That one off the back of the iron, no good. They'll have 1 more coming, and Inget checks back into the game. Tetons looking for someone to catch fire here. See if they can't climb back in before it becomes too late. As Cook puts up his second one, that one is good, makes it a 10-point game. Now 72-62, Inget working it up the court. He'll hand it off to Johnson. Johnson to McDonald. Back to Inget along the top. Picks up a Leon screen. Crosses over. He's going to be cut off. Leon from the elbow. Up, no good. Pulls down his own rebound. Second effort. Up. That one's no good. That'll be pulled down by Hawkins. Beauchamp working up against Inget. Gets across the timeline. He'll get to the wing. Picks up a screen from Cook. Curls. Gets it out to Hawkins. Pump fake. Looking for Otieno along the wing. Otieno with the Cook screen. Now give it to Cook at the elbow, looking to drive on Leon. Spins, gets it point blank, and puts it up and in. Cook with 2 more. That'll make it 74-62. Johnson hands it off to McDonald for a 3. That's going to be no good. Leon with an offensive board. Back to Inget. He'll get it again to Johnson. Johnson for 3. That one is good. Ian with a 3-pointer that he has 11 points in the game. Back down to an 11-point differential. Inbound pass goes to Hill. Now to Hawkins. Hawkins will flip it back to Beauchamp. And McDonald will pick him up this time up the court. Beauchamp trying to get around McDonald, and they're going to call a touch foul on McDonald. And Coach Herman unhappy. He thought there should have been an over and back call as McDonald picks up his second personal. Inbound play now coming. They're getting underneath to Cook. Cook trying to bully again on Freedom. Up, and that'll be 2 more for Cook. He has 19. Lead back up to 11, 76-65. Johnson, pump fake, gets into the paint. He'll go for the running layup up and in. 2 more for Ian Johnson. He has 13. Beauchamp will get it into Hill. Hill hand it off back to Beauchamp. Looks to try and get a step on Inget. Here comes a second defender in McDonald, who has to scramble to get back on his marker. Now Beauchamp got away with a double dribble, but he'll have it back up on top of the perimeter. Setting the screen for Cook. Johnson, he's going to block the 3-pointer. Inget comes away with it, gets it up to Johnson. Johnson driving, lays it up, and he's going to be fouled by Beauchamp. It's his third. He'll send Johnson to the line for a pair. So the Tetons now got the steal and seeing if they can't turn it into buckets as Johnson's at the line. 17th foul for the Pioneers. The Tetons will be shooting the rest of the way. Substitution set to come in for Miles here with 5:38 left to go in the second. It's going to be up and good from Johnson. As checking in for Beauchamp will be Kosa. Johnson back at the line for 1 more. And that one is going to be in and out. No good. Leon with the rebound. He's going to work down underneath. Cut off in no man's land. Back out to Johnson. Now to Inget. Inget drives, kicks. Mackay for 3. Off the side of the rim. No good. It'll be pulled down by the Pioneers. Tetons needed that one to go. It would have been huge for them. Back up on top to Hawkins. They're looking to see if they can work down underneath to Cook. 2 more Pioneers set to come in on the next stop. Hill looking to get it underneath to Cook again. Cook drop step, puts it up and in. Cook has just been unstoppable underneath. He has 21 points, 10-point lead. Johnson over to Inget. Inget looks to cut. Back out to Johnson for 3. That one's going to be out the front of the rim. No good. Loose ball will come down to Cook. He's going to try to force it ahead. Taken back by Johnson, who pushed up across the timeline. Tetons get the ball back. Cook slipped, and he's thankfully all right on that one. Now Johnson crossing over. He's going to go for a rainbow shot. Banks it in! Bank is open for Josiah McDonald. Makes it a 7-point game. As Tetons seeing if they can't use any kind of spark in this one. Kosa now working on McDonald. As they're looking again to work it down underneath to Cook. Kosa with a 3. That's soft off the front of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Leon. Mackay screaming up the court. He's going to drive. Gets down low. Tough shot. Up no good. Mackay took a shot. And it'll be Hawkins now. Tried to head stripped away from by Inget. He'll finally get it off to Hill, who works it up the court. He'll have to slow down with Inget in his back pocket. Up on top it'll go to Hawkins. Looks to get it underneath to Cook. Cook with a short-range shot. No good. Pulled down by Leon. Back it'll go to Tyson. Now to Johnson again, looking to drive on Hawkins. Hawkins with the embellishment. You've got to be kidding me. Hawkins was clearly falling down well before contact. That is absurd as the foul goes on Ian Johnson. It'll be his second. And Hawkins comes out of the game as well as Otieno. And there will be a timeout on the court here with 3:59 left to go in the game. We'll take a timeout. It's going to be a full one. Back in 1 minute.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. In every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Red Rock Ford is a proud supporter of Williston State College Teton Athletics and our community. At Red Rock, we encourage you to get behind our athletes, schools, and local community. Let's support our friends and neighbors as we work together to make our city a great place to live and raise our families. And when it comes time for your next vehicle purchase, see us at Red Rock Ford, where a portion of every dollar spent goes right back into the community you know and love. That's Red Rock Ford, your hometown Ford store, proudly supporting Teton Athletics.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball exclusively all season long on the Williston State College YouTube page. Tetons trail by 7, 78-71 with 3:59 left to go in the game. Tetons fighting here in this one to see if they can't battle back. However, even if they can't, their standing in the conference is secure. Just about an inbound steal from McDonald. Now a steal from Inget. Gets it to McDonald. Three-pointer in the corner. Off the mark. No good. It'll be pulled down by Kosa. Here's a scramble for the ball. Long pass over to Page. Page pushes it up to Hill across the timeline. Tetons forcing a lot of pressure defensively, seeing if they can't manufacture a big surge late. Here comes now Kosa, steps through. He's going to be stripped by McDonald. Gets it up to Kindle. Here it comes, a 2-on-2 break. Kindle stepping through, kicks it back out to McDonald. McDonald to Johnson for 3. In and out, no good. Pulled down by Page. He's going to push it up the court now over to Hill again. Hill looking to drive. He'll go up and high angle. That one's no good. Mackay's going to push it up, and there's going to be a foul called on the Pioneers. It'll be 2 free throw, or a 1-and-1 coming for Mackay Marks. So Coach Herbert making an adjustment for his guys as they have extremely ramped up the pressure here. 3:16 left to go. That foul's going to go on Page, his second. And Mackay at the stripe, 4-2. Mackay still looking for his first points of the game. First one on the way is going to be good. Mackay with one more. 6-point game, 78-72. 3:16 left to go. That one is going to be up as well. So 2 for 2, that trip for Marks. Makes it a 4-point contest, 78-74. Excuse me, 78-73. As substitution now made for the Pioneers. They bring back in Beauchamp. He's going to look to drive, be double team, try to get it away, and he'll force it up, and it'll be a lost ball there by the Pioneers. Inget has to weave through traffic around Page. Long pass over to Marks. Marks finds Kindle. He spins, kicks it into the corner for McDonald. Three-pointer is going to be off, no good. Here comes a double team now, and there's going to be a foul called on Johnson. So the 5-point game, foul on Johnson. Now that will put the Pioneers to the stripe. Ian picks up his third. The Tetons now will go to the bench with Will Olson. We'll have to wait to see who he will come in for. So Will will come in for McDonald, who is a little bit upset with himself, missing that last three-pointer, so he'll get a quick break to refocus before he comes back in down the stretch. At the stripe now is going to be Kosa for a 1-and-1. No one down to rebound for the Pioneers. First one on the way. That's going to rattle home for Kosa. Push it out to a 6-point game. Now chance to make it a 3-possession game if he can knock down the second of 2. Kosa now for his second, and he will knock that one down as well. So 2 for 2 for him. He's now up to 14 points. Kindle brings it up the court, gives it off to Inget. Olson running around a couple of high screens, passes back off to Inget. Now to Olson, drives, kicks to Marks. Marks takes off. He's going to go up and reverse layup, and there's going to be a foul called. Mackay got hit on the way up, and he'll go back to the line. Foul's going to go on Cook, just his second personal. 9th team foul, so still a 1-and-1 for Mackay. Has a chance to bring it back down to a 5-point game. Coach Herman telling Inget, hey, let's slow things down. We'll run some offense when we get the ball back, as Mackay will knock down his third straight from the stripe. Now looking to make it 4 for 4 from the line for his 4th point of the game. Marks at the stripe for his second of 2. That one off the front of the rim, no good. It'll be Cook who comes down with it. Got away with a travel. How do you not call that? And now it'll be Page who picks it up, gets it over to Hill, full court press over to Beauchamp, 2-on-1. Beauchamp driving, he'll float one up, and there's going to be a foul called on Johnson. That'll be his 4th, and send Isaiah Beauchamp back to the stripe. So Johnson now Beauchamp will go to the line for a pair. At the stripe for now, 4-2 is going to be Beauchamp. His first one is going to be up and good. He'll have one more coming. 7-point game, 81-74, as Cook is going to come out. Now checking back in is LaBamba. So a little bit of more guard-oriented defense on the court for the Pioneers. Beauchamp at the line for his second of 2. That one is going to be up and good as well. Inget pushes up the court for the Tetons. Underneath, 2.5. Johnson or Olson with a quick 3-pointer. That's going to be no good. Pulled down by Beauchamp. He's going to be corralled by a couple of Tetons. Beauchamp will leave it out of bounds. And that'll be a turnover back to Williston State. 8-point game, 82-74. Tetons need a bucket here to bring it down to 2 possessions, and then look to see if they can't go on a late run. Inget sets to trigger. He'll get it into Marks. Marks, pump fake, back up to Olson, looking for Inget. He'll slow things down, crosses over, driving on Beauchamp. Up on top to Olson. Olson hesitated in the corner for Kindle. Kindle for 3, off the mark, no good. Tipped out of the hands of Inget by Beauchamp. And they'll get it back to him as he loses the handle again. Kindle picks it up, point blank range, still ball on the floor. And it's going to be loose ball again. Kindle picks it up, jump stop, puts it up and in, wild sequence. But it'll be a bucket for the Tetons. So Demetra Kindle with the bucket after the wild sequence. That'll make it a 6-point game, 82-76. And there's a timeout called. It's going to be a full one. We'll take a full one ourselves. Back in a minute.
Save on steel, outdoor power equipment this fall at Acme Tools. Right now, save $50 on the MS250 18-inch gas chainsaw, built for tough tasks and reliable performance. Plus, save up to $50 on a new steel backpack blower or blower vac and leave the raking up to the neighbors. And the expert service technicians at Acme Tools can get your hard-to-start power equipment tuned up and ready for those fall projects. Find your steel this fall at Acme Tools or online at acmetools.com.
You work hard. You deserve a space that's truly yours. Whether it's upgrading your current home or stepping into something brand new, American State Bank and Trust Company is here to make your dreams a reality.
This is Megan Winker, Assistant Vice President and Real Estate Loan Manager at American State Bank and Trust Company. Our lending team is committed to offering tailored loan options and expert guidance because you deserve nothing but the best. Visit with Heather Ryder or me and go beyond towards the home of your dreams.
Stop in or visit ASBT.com today. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball. 6-point game, 1:50 left to go. And now full court press being implemented by Williston State. It'll be man-to-man. Inbound pass will go into Hill. He'll be guarded by Olsen. Olsen looking to cut him off. Hill still trying to work. Here comes a double team. Kindle with a steal. He's going to lay it up. No, go for the dunk. Kindle with a flush. 4-point game. 1:38 left to go. Pass going to get back into Hill. Hill's going to be double teamed. Lose it on the baseline. There's going to be a foul called on Kindle. Well, that'll be now a 1-and-1 coming up for the Tetons. Kindle picks up his second, last 1-and-1 that the Pioneers will take as the Tetons feverishly try to come back late. Hill at the stripe now for a pair. Excuse me, it's Kindle's third. As they now make another offense for Pioneers make an offense for defense substitution. They bring out of the game Cook and back in La Bamba. Hill at the line. Best he can do is push it up to 6, keeping it at a 2-possession game. Pioneers have everyone back. First one is going to be off the front of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Kindle. He gets it back from Inget. Inget looking for Olsen. Olsen back to Inget up on top. Down to Will for 3. Off the mark, no good. To be pulled down by Kosa. Kosa's going to be trapped. Looking to find someone to get it off to. They finally get it up to Page. Now over to Hill. Hill underneath. It'll go to Beauchamp. He's going to lay it up and in. 2 more for Isaiah Beauchamp. Now makes it a 6-point game. Johnson bringing it back up the court. He'll find Kindle on top. Kindle walks into a 3-pointer. That one's off the mark, no good. Kosa again with the rebound. He's going to be on the end line. He'll turn it back over to Williston State with 57 seconds left to go. And it's going to be a timeout called by Coach Herman and the Tetons. See if they can get a big shot to drop here and give themselves a punching chance in the waning seconds. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout back in 60 seconds.
WCCU is your local credit union, which means they're a not-for-profit financial institution owned by you. WCCU has been serving Williston for many years and is proud of the difference they have made in the community. They are there when you need them, from home, agriculture, and auto loans to checking and saving accounts. If you sign up for a Casasa checking account with WCCU, you'll get more than just free checking. You choose your checking account and get your choice of rewards like nationwide ATM refunds and a really high interest rate. You can also earn cash back on debit card purchases and earn iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon rewards. So join the herd at WCCU.org.
Legacy. It begins the moment we're born, growing with every step as we journey through life. It lives in the relationships we build along the way and in those we love. At First International Bank and Trust, our legacy is you. At every stage of life, we walk with you, making sure you get to where you're going and protecting your legacy for generations to come. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball. Under a minute left to go. Tetons have the ball. Inget looking to get it in up on top to Marks. Marks, catch and shoot, three, and it goes! Mackay with a huge three-pointer, cuts it down to a three-point game. Full court pass. Page looking to inbound, run to the baseline. It goes to Beauchamp, and he's going to instantly call a timeout. So that will be a timeout now and that doesn't. We'll see if now the Pioneers advance the ball. It'll be just a short timeout. We're going to keep it right here. The Tetons, who have scraped their way back, they've trailed by as many as 11 in this second half. And since the ball was inbounded, it can't be an advanced play by the Pioneers. Now it's being pushed out to a full-minute timeout. So we will take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back here for more here from Williston.
You work hard. You deserve a space that's truly yours. Whether it's upgrading your current home or stepping into something brand new, American State Bank and Trust Company is here to make your dreams a reality.
This is Megan Winker, Assistant Vice President and Real Estate Loan Manager at American State Bank and Trust Company. Our lending team is committed to offering tailored loan options and expert guidance because you deserve nothing but the best. Visit with Heather Ryder or me and go beyond towards the home of your dreams.
Stop in or visit ASBT.com today. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball. 53.1 seconds left to go in a three-point game, 84-81. Tetons at one point appeared to be down and out. Now they have a shot if they can get a stop and a three-pointer to tie it up. Inbound play now comes. Casa set to inbound. Looking to get it into a teammate. Gets it into Cook. Cook is going to be pushes it up to Hill. Hill has the pass tip stolen by Johnson. Johnson holds on to it. He'll kick it off to Inget. 44 seconds. Kindle wide open in the corner. He's going to be fouled by Beauchamp, who has to be careful. And he is still pleading his case, winding out on the court as he'll pick up his fourth. And that'll send Demetric Kindle to the stripe. Kindle can make it a one-point game with 40.3 seconds left to go. Demetric at the line for his first of two. That one is going to be good. One more coming. Kindle now for his second to pull within one. That one is good as well. 2 for 2 from Kindle. More full court press coming for the Tetons. Looking for a steal. 40 seconds left to go. No one open. Looks to get it in now over into the corner. Long pass. Out it'll go. Open underneath was Beauchamp. No one there. Inget went for the steal and it'll go over to Page. Page barrels into Johnson. That one's going to be a tough shot. Up and in. Shot clock is going to be off. We'll see if the Tetons press or if they hold for one. They're going to go for it. Kindle over to Johnson. Or Olsen. Olsen going to drive. He is just about stripped. Gets it off to Johnson. Johnson with a three-pointer for the tie. Off the mark. No good. And there's going to be a foul called on Kindle. He'll pick up his third. So the Tetons now will be huddling up as that'll be the 10th team foul. Number 4 on Kindle. As Cook will take 2 from the line, he can push it out to a 2-possession game with 15.7 seconds left. The Tetons with 2 timeouts left. They can take 1 to advance the ball past half court. Cook at the stripe for his first of 2. That one is going to be up and good. Cook with 1 more to make it a 5-point game. La Bamba set to enter it if Cook can make his second of 2, and he does. So Cook in for La Bamba. Now full court press coming for Beauchamp. Johnson fires it off to Kindle, who gets it up to the top of the perimeter, and there's going to be a quick timeout called by Coach Herman as Kindle casually buries a three-pointer. 13.2 left to go. So the Tetons now will take a full timeout. They'll have 1 left to go. We'll take a quick break. Back for more here from Williston.
Looking for reliable professional services for your business? Look no further than One Core Services. They specialize in optimizing operations, enhancing productivity, and ensuring safety across all facets of your business. Whether you need high-pressure pumps, hydrochloric acid, or bulk chemicals, we've got you covered. One Core Services, tailor solutions to fit your unique needs, helping you save time and money. Ready to take your production to the next level? Call us today at 701-774-1105. One Core Services, LLC, your trusted partner for success in the oil and gas industry.
Tetons coming out of their timeout, trailing by 5, 88-83 to the Pioneers. So the Tetons looking to get a good look at the bucket to see if they can't close in and make it at the buzzer. Long pass over to Johnson. It's going to be saved from going out of bounds by Olsen. Kindle gets it, fires one from range. That's off the mark, no good. Pulled down by Beauchamp, and they're going to get a foul on Johnson. That'll be number 5 on Ian. Ian now will foul out of the game. He finishes with 14 points. So at the line will be Isaiah Beauchamp. 4-2 shots. He can push it out to a 3-possession game. Eden Haas will be checking in for Ian here for the final 6.7 seconds left to go. First one on the way is going to be up and good for Beauchamp. And the second one to ice the game here for the Pioneers. Next one on the way. That one is going to be good as well. Makes it a 7-point game. Long pass out to Marks. He gets it back to Kindle. Races up the court. Crosses over. And Kindle now loses it out of bounds. And that's kind of how the Tetons game has went. Head of steam, but just have not been able to put it in. As that'll be the waning seconds here, and the Tetons lose here at home for their final regular season game, 90-83. But they'll still get a postseason game here in the Well in Williston, where they look for a little bit of vengeance for whoever they'll come up against. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the post-game wrap-up here from Williston.
Nobody played well. They're big athletes.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball, wrapping up the final regular season game of the season for the Tetons, and it was a 90-83 loss to Miles Community College and the Pioneers. Taking a look at the leading scores for the Pioneers first. Cook had 25 in the game, 16 from Isaiah Beauchamp, 14 from Zeno Cosa, and 12 from Mac Page. 9 points coming in from Jace Hill, 5 in from Colton Hawkins, 3 from Donnie Haney, 4 in from Randy Otieno, and 2 from Nathan Labamba. In the second half, the Pioneers shot 17 of 31 from the field for 54%, 3 of 8 from deep for 37%, and 11 of 13 from the line for 84%. In the game, they were 33 of 68 for 48%, 5 of 17 from deep for 29%, and hit 24 of 29 from the line. 54 rebounds in the game for the Pioneers, 48 defensive, 6 offensive. They had 2 rebounders in double digits. It was Cosa and Cook. Cosa with 13, Cook with 11. Only 2 assists for Miles in the game. 7 steals, 2 blocks, 23 turnovers, and 13 personal fouls. Looking at the Tetons, 3 players had 14 in the game. Kindle, Johnson, and McDonald, each with 14. 11 coming in from Eden Hobbs, 7 from Will Olson, 6 from Makai Marks, 4 each from Carson Hare, Freedom Leon, and Tyson Inget, 3 from Richard Massey, and 2 points from Ben Yambi. In the second half, the Tetons shot 15 of 43 for 34%, 5 of 21 from deep for 23%, and 11 of 16 from the line for 68%. In the game, they shot 30 of 89 for 33%, 21% from deep, going 8 of 37, and 71% from the stripe, 15 of 21. 42 rebounds in the game for Williston State. They were a negative 12 in the rebounding margin. Leading the way was Leon. He had 10 rebounds in the game, 4 defensive, 6 offensive, 11 assists for the team, 15 steals, 4 blocks, 12 turnovers, and 16 personal fouls. Looking at the advanced stats, points in the paint, 54-44 Miles. Points off of turnovers, 20-16 Tetons. Second chance points, 15-5 Williston State. Bench points, 44-14 Williston State. There were 8 ties, 3 lead changes in the game. Largest lead by Miles was 12 points with 6:56 left to go. The Tetons led by 8 in the first half. So that's going to wrap up this one for Williston. Be sure to watch the Tetons social media for announcements on when the home playoff games will be before they head to their respective Region 13 tournaments should they advance. That's going to be it for the final regular season game for Teton basketball right here on the Williston State College YouTube channel. Until next time, sports fans, I'm Mike Ruder.
Did you stay there for the next game? What was it?